and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you're doing amazing. So this is a part 2 of just going through my physical TBR, and in this video I'm going to be reading A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. So this is the second book in the Yakutar series. I really enjoyed the first book, so I wanted to get onto the second book as quick as I could. This just is a little warning. If you haven't read the Yakutar series, I will be including spoilers. This video may not be for you. I would love to see you some other time. So I started this book last night. I read up until chapter 6. So basically Feyre is just getting used to living with her new powers. Obviously she's no longer a human. But this book basically starts 3 months after where the last book left off. So Feyre and Tamlin are engaged. So you'd expect everything to be going well for Feyre, but she is not really feeling everything. She's kind of having a really tough time with everything going on. Since everything that went on with Amarantha, she's been having nightmares every single night and she wakes up like throwing up from them. And also Tamlin won't really let Feyre do anything because he's so worried for her. Just kind of like not a great move. Feyre just feels very trapped in the life she has now. We also were introduced to a new character called Ianthe, I believe that's how it's pronounced. And she's basically been helping Feyre plan her wedding. Feyre kind of hates everything about her new life. She said in one of the chapters that she can't remember the last time she laughed. So I feel really bad for her. So basically we reached her wedding day and she hated her wedding dress. And as she was walking down the aisle, she was having really serious doubts. And she was going to say no to the marriage. But then Rhysand showed up and reminded her of the bargain that they made. And he basically took her to the night court. We also got introduced to another character called Morrigan. She is Rhysand's cousin. So that's kind of how far I've reached so far. I feel really bad for Feyre. Clearly this is not how she wanted her life to turn out. But yeah, I'll see how the story continues. Okay, so I'm currently on chapter 15, so obviously it's been a while since I updated. Basically, while Feyre was with Rhysand, he basically filled her in on something to do with the King of Hybern and how he wanted to invade. And so he was saying that war is inevitable, and he was basically saying that he wanted to work with Feyre because her powers were so strong. Because Feyre was resurrected with like all the high fays, so she is very powerful. So basically when she came back, Tamlin was so against her like leaving because he was worried about her. And at one point like Feyre had enough and like she confronted Tamlin, and she was at the study and she was basically telling him that she feels like she was drowning, and literally like the powers she had like destroyed the study. Like it was insane. And so basically Feyre tried to go with Tamlin to go on something that he had to do, and Tamlin was like, no way. So he literally put up like an invisible wall at the house so she could not leave, and she was so sick of it. And Rhysand basically came and rescued her. So she went with him to the city of Valerie, and that's kind of where we're at. I have some thoughts because right now Tamlin is really starting to feel more like the villain than Rhysand is. And I'm getting a bit nervous because I really liked Tamlin in the first book. And now like a whole different side of him is showing, and I don't know how to feel about this. And again, like I mentioned before, I feel really bad about Feyre. And honestly, I'm starting to like Rhysand, which did not happen in the first book. So yeah, I'm gonna read more, I'm gonna go to sleep, and then I'll update tomorrow probably. Okay, so I just reached the 200 page mark. So we met his friends Amren, Cassian, and Azriel, and they basically had dinner with them. A few days after that dinner, Rhys and Feyre went to visit a prison to go see the bone dealer, I think. Not the bone dealer, the bone carver. So there's a rumor going around that the King of Hybern wants to bring Jurian back to life, just like Feyre was brought back to life. This is different because it's been like decades, I think, since Jurian died. And what I will say about this book is I like that the stakes have been a lot more high kind of since the beginning-ish, and there's just a lot more going on in this book so far. So I think I am enjoying it more than the first book. The way I was literally about to update about how much I'm starting to like Rhysand, and then the actor showed up, and shook it. I mean, I know probably something would have happened soon enough because he'd been missing for a while, and they didn't know where he was. So it makes sense that he showed up. But I was over here giggling over Rhysand, and well, that was short-lived. Okay, so the actor was sent by the King of Hybern to capture Feyre. Crazy. Okay, so I'm not going to lie, it's been a while since I last updated that I don't even remember what the last thing I said was. I'm on page 240, so I'm over halfway at this point, and I am still really enjoying this. Basically, what they're trying to do now is they're trying to find these 2 books, and they need those halves to basically like win the war or something. There's a lot going on, so I am a little bit confused as of the whole plot, especially because it is such a big book. Definitely losing some of the plot, which, you know, isn't the book's fault necessarily. But they have the first book, so that book was on the summer court, and so they kind of, you know, tricked the high fae of the summer court want to be like allies or something, and then they took the book, and that was like a whole thing. Now they're trying to get their hands on the second book, which belongs to the Mortal Queens, but the Mortal Queens won't give it to them. So they went to Tamlin's second court, which is the Court of Nightmares, and that's where we're at right now. They're at the Court of Nightmares. I do really love all of like Rhysand's sidekicks and stuff. I really love Cassian, I really love Azriel, I really like Mal. I really like the other one. I keep forgetting her name and I feel really bad. I'm definitely really enjoying this book. Okay, so basically yesterday when I was reading this, Lucian found Feyre. And he was like, Feyre, come home. Tamlin regrets everything. But Feyre was like, nah, I'm staying here. And she stood up for herself. Honestly, I'm really proud of Feyre. Like, she's sticking to what's right for herself. And that's very important. Rhys just got shot with an ash arrow. Why? Rhysand is Feyre's mate. Cyril just told Feyre that Rhysand is her mate. I'm tearing up. Stuff that Rhysand and Feyre are telling each other is so cute, and it's actually making my eyes water. I love them so much. Okay, so I'm on chapter 56, and I just know that stuff's gonna start going downhill because everything seems really good so far. Chapter 55 was so good. Like, it was really cute, and then it got spicy, and then it was really cute, and then it got spicy again, and then it was really cute again. And I know it's all gonna go downhill from here because I'm less than 100 pages away from finishing, and there's no way it's gonna stay like this. We all know. End of ACOTAR was crazy. So I'm guessing the ending of this is also gonna be insane. I am loving this book so much. Like, I immediately feel so different towards it because it's Rhysand instead of Tamlin. And I liked Tamlin, but I don't anymore, for obvious reasons. And I didn't like Rhysand, but now I love Rhysand. It's all just been a roller coaster of emotions, but I'm here for it. I know I already mentioned how much I love Cassian, Azriel, Mal, and Amarin, but I'm gonna say it again. I love them so much. Okay, so they got the second book because I'm pretty sure the Mortal Queen left it at the meeting. So that was stupid. But now they have the second half of the book. I just want to read this quote. You might be my mate, he said, but you remain your own person. You decide your fate, your choices, not me. You chose yesterday, you choose every day, forever. You hear that, Tamlin? They're all about to go to the King of Hybern's lands to destroy the cauldron, but Rhysand's not going with them because they will be able to track him immediately, basically. So they have to do it without Rhysand. So that's a bit nerve-wracking. I'm getting really anxious. I know the lighting is terrible. I'm reading this in the middle of the night. Jurian is back. Jurian has been resurrected because they put the 2 pieces of the book together with the cauldron, and Jurian's back now. Wow. They're stuck in the palace. It was all a trap. And Azriel just had an ash bolt fired into his chest. Guys, what the f***? I have 30 pages left. The last 30 pages of ACOTAR were absolutely insane. I don't think I'm prepared. Tamlin and Lucian are with the King of Hybern. I don't know yet if they're like working with him or something, but they're at the castle. Oh my god, Tamlin and the King of Hybern made a freaking bargain that if he gives Feyre over to Tamlin, then Tamlin would let the king's forces enter Prythian. What psychopath is Tamlin? Like, he's actually insane. The guards just brought in Nesta and Elaine. Stop it. Both Nesta and Elaine were like dunked into the cauldron, and Lucian is Elaine's mate. The king just broke the bond between Feyre and Rhys. Tell me why I'm actually crying, what the hell? He didn't break the bond, he broke the bargain, okay? She is the lady of the night court. Oh my god. She is the high lady of the night court. That can't be how it ends. So this is basically all a plan and a hoax to get Tamlin to lose. Lad, Feyre and Rhys are so smart. The High Lady of the Night Court. Why do I want to immediately reread this book again? Like, I just want to open it and start it again. Oh my god.